When a pope is elected, the world holds its breath. But beyond the balcony and the blessings lies something far more revealing, the first names he chooses to bring closer. These appointments are not ceremonial. They are relational. They reveal the people the pope already trusts, already knows, and already believes will carry his vision into the world. Pope Leo XIV, elected during a moment of global uncertainty and deep longing for spiritual clarity, began his pontificate by choosing 5 individuals whose stories are profoundly intertwined with his own. These are not just appointments. They are echoes of his past, expressions of his priorities, and signs of where he intends to lead the church. Let us uncover who these 5 are and what their relationship with the new pope tells us about the future of Catholicism. Number 5. Father Edgard Ivan Rimaicuna Inga, the heart beside the Holy Father. Born in Chiclayo, Peru, Father Edgard was once a seminarian under the pastoral care of then-Bishop Robert Prevost, long before the world knew him as Leo XIV. The future pope recognized in him something rare: spiritual discretion, emotional intelligence, and a heart molded by simplicity. Their relationship matured not in Roman palaces, but in dusty chapels, parish visits, and shared Eucharistic adoration. Over time, Edgar became not just an assistant, but a mirror, someone the bishop could speak freely with, someone who understood his unspoken burdens, someone who didn't need a title to be trusted. When Cardinal Prevost was later called to Rome, he brought Edgar with him, not for protocol, but for presence. And when the white smoke rose and the church cheered the arrival of Pope Leo XIV, one of his first quiet acts was to confirm Father Edgard as his personal secretary. The role itself is more important than many realize. This is the priest who screens every message, who schedules every moment, who sees the Pope before and after every decision, every liturgy, every meeting. He walks behind the Pope at public events and walks beside him in silence when the crowds are gone. Yet what makes this relationship extraordinary is not proximity, but intimacy. Father Edgard is the keeper of spiritual tempo. He knows when to speak and when not to. He understands what moves the Pope to tears, what worries him, what gives him peace. He reminds Leo XIV of the missions they visited in Peru, of the confessions they heard, of the poor they knelt before. In the complexity of Vatican leadership, Edgard is the anchor to something simpler, something deeply Marian, deeply human. This appointment was not dramatic. It wasn't meant to be. It was an act of fidelity. By surrounding himself with someone who remembers who he was before the chair of Peter, Pope Leo XIV ensures that his pontificate will never lose its personal compass. In a world addicted to strategy, he has chosen a companion in the spirit, and that may make all the difference. Number 4. Cardinal Baldassare Reina, guardian of doctrine, reformer of formation. One of Pope Leo XIV's earliest public appointments was the designation of Cardinal Baldassare Reina as Grand Chancellor of the John Paul II Pontifical Theological Institute for Marriage and Family Sciences. The position had seen much controversy in recent years, with debates surrounding its theological direction and fidelity to church teaching. By appointing Cardinal Reina, a man deeply trusted in Rome and known for his pastoral clarity, Pope Leo XIV made a statement. The Church's response to the crises of family and anthropology must be firm, faithful, and pastoral. Their collaboration predates the papacy. Both men had worked in close proximity through Vatican synods and consultations on catechesis and formation. Pope Leo admired Reina's ability to teach the truths of the Church without losing compassion. Reina, in turn, had praised the future Pope's courage in defending doctrine while remaining rooted in mission. This is not merely an administrative appointment, it is a theological course correction, carried out by a man the Pope sees as both scholar and shepherd. Number 3. Cardinal François Xavier Bustillo, a contemplative spirit chosen for a devotional mission. The announcement that Cardinal François Xavier Bustillo would serve as the papal envoy to the 350th anniversary of the Sacred Heart apparitions was more than symbolic. It was deeply spiritual. Pope Leo XIV, shaped by a lifelong devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, has often spoken about the need for the Church to rediscover the heart that suffers for sinners. His choice of Bustillo, a Franciscan steeped in contemplative theology, was both intentional and intensely personal. Their relationship developed through shared work on pastoral formation in Europe and through mutual admiration for liturgical simplicity and theological depth. Bustillo had written and preached extensively on the mercy of Christ in the Sacred Heart as a source of missionary strength, echoing much of what Leo XIV had taught during his years in Latin America. By sending him to Prelimonial, the Pope entrusted not just a diplomatic task, but a sacred legacy. Bustillo now carries the Pope's devotion into the global spotlight with the mission of reawakening a timeless love. Number 2. Father Dave Dean Capuchao, a shepherd raised from the peripheries. The appointment of Father Dave Dean Capuchao as Bishop of the Prelature of Infanta in the Philippines was one of Pope Leo XIV's first international episcopal nominations, and yet it wasn't surprising to those who have followed the Pope's consistent focus on elevating humble, mission-oriented leaders. The Pope had encountered Capuchao during various pastoral consultations involving Asia, and had long admired his commitment to marginalized communities, especially in rural and coastal regions threatened by poverty and climate vulnerability. What impressed the Pope most was Capuchao's quiet witness. No self-promotion, no ideology, just the daily service of souls. In making this appointment, Pope Leo XIV showed his belief that the future of the Church lies not only in the corridors of Rome, but in the chapels of forgotten places. Capuchao now embodies the Pope's desire for bishops who carry both a crucifix and the smell of the sheep. Number 1. Father Miguel Angel Contreras La Haruna, SM, a fellow servant from the land of their mission. Peru once again came into view when Pope Leo XIV appointed Father Miguel Angel Contreras La Haruna, a member of the Society of Mary, as auxiliary bishop of Callao. It was not just a national connection, it was a fraternal one. Pope Leo had known Contreras during his years as a bishop in Peru. They had shared masses, mission visits, and countless moments of pastoral challenge. They knew what it meant to work in overcrowded cities, underfunded parishes, and spiritually thirsty communities. The Pope's appointment of Contreras was a nod to his past and a gift to the future. It revealed a papacy that honors memory, values continuity, and trusts those who have already walked the hard roads. Contreras' new role in Callao places him on the front lines of a church that must engage the complexities of Latin American society with both truth and tenderness. These 5 names were not chosen by accident. Each appointment, whether highly public or quietly personal, reveals a thread in the tapestry of Pope Leo XIV's vision: trust over titles, mission over media, fidelity over fashion. Some of these men had walked with him in Peru. Others had stood with him in silence before the Blessed Sacrament. All of them now walk beside him as he begins to shape a church that listens deeply, preaches boldly, and serves humbly. These are not just appointments. They are echoes of his own heart, and through them, the Church begins to hear what kind of shepherd God has given us in Pope Leo XIV.